gentlemen, what the world has been waiting for, what the world needs now, the one, the only, amazing, original, Johnny Blaze. Often imitated, but never duplicated. There's Johnny.
To welcome you all to the original Johnny Blaze Show. It's always great to be here as I blaze right in with my karate kick. Let's have a blazing hot fun time. A man took a woman to a restaurant. During the meal, the man got down on one knee and proposed marriage. I know I never became as wealthy as some of my friends. I don't have a fancy car or a mansion, but I love you very much and want you to marry me. The woman interrupted him. Hey, I just saw your old friend Jack riding down the street in a Ferrari. I wonder if he owns a mansion. I'm sorry, honey, did you say something? A husband and wife were both 60 years old. They had been married for decades. One day, a genie appeared before the husband and granted him one wish. The husband replied, I wish my wife was 30 years younger than me. Your wish will be granted. The genie vanished and the husband fell asleep. His 60-year-old wife woke up next morning. Happy 90th birthday, she said. I once asked a man who was celebrating his 40th wedding anniversary, do you and your wife still have an active sex life? Yes, he said. We're very active. Every morning, my wife passes me on my way to the bathroom and says, go screw yourself. An 80-year-old man went to the doctor for a checkup. I'm getting married again, he told the doctor. And how old is the lucky lady? The doctor said 29. I have to warn you, the doctor replied. Too much sex can be fatal. That's okay, the old man said. If she dies, I can always marry another one. A married couple was walking in the park. They passed a sign in front of a lake that said, make a wish. The husband tossed a coin in the lake and nothing happened. Then the wife threw a coin and slipped and fell into the lake and sank to the bottom. Wow, it actually works, the husband said. Two husbands were talking about their wives. The first man said, my wife is an angel. You're lucky, replied the second man. My wife's still alive. Wedding anniversaries are a time when husbands pause and reflect on what it was they did before they got married. Any damn thing they wanted to. We have a blazing hot fun show with a special guest. He is a multi-talented comedy magician, mentalist for adults, and also is a magician for kids, and is a magic teacher and owner. Please give a big warm welcome and say hello to the one and only Rogue.
How are you, Johnny?
Okay, how are you tonight?
Good. It's been a while.
Yes, it is. Rogue, welcome to the amazing original Johnny Blaze Show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're looking sharp there, Rogue. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Had to, look presentable, for your show.
Well, you certainly do. I want to be as presentable as I can be too. So.
Nah, you got a tie on and everything.
Well, thank you. I think it's important to, they say first impressions are lasting impressions.
Yes, I agree. I agree totally.
All right, Rogue. Well, you know what? Everybody has their own special, unique, and exciting story in life. Mm-hmm. I want to give me a rundown, Rogue, about your life. How did you get started in entertainment? Give me the rundown of the Rogue story. How did you get started, and also where are you from?
Wow.
Entertainment. Tell me about that.
I'm from New York, and so basically, I've been doing magic all my life, literally, because when I was 6 years old, I saw David Copperfield on TV, and that did it for me. I was bit by the magic bug, and after that, I just pursued magic and stuff. Never gave it up. Yeah.
So there's something about
to make a long story short.
Well, what was there about David Copperfield now in his magic act that really got you excited? What was there about that?
Yeah, he did this big illusion where he made the Statue of Liberty just disappear, and that was the main thing. It was like so amazing at that time. It was totally impossible. So I was a little impressionable little boy, 6 years old. I was like, oh wow, if I could do that for a living, why not? So I just pursued it. I just started doing it, went to the library, got the books and stuff, started reading, and did magic for the family, friends, invite them over, and it was crazy. All kinds of how do you call it? People from the block would come to the house to watch my shows, like a free show, like all the neighborhood kids and families.
So
It
did
was
you
pretty wild.
basically teach yourself about magic, or did you go to school on it, or tell me about
Yeah,
your?
pretty much self-taught. Yeah, learned a lot from books and stuff from the very beginning, and then of course we had the VHS tapes, and would buy magic sets. My grandparents would get me magic sets for Christmas and stuff. I begged them for like magic props for birthdays and Christmas. Yep.
Oh, so it sounds like you got into it. You really got into it.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Did you learn any? Okay, you learned yourself. You didn't take any classes at all in magic at all, or?
No, I never took any classes. I mean, the closest thing would be like your VHS tape or your DVD or DVDs where the magician would perform and then teach you his act. That's the closest I got to a real life magic coach, I guess.
Oh, I see. So you just watch it on VHS tape, and you watch them, and then I guess you imitate them and try to emulate them.
Basically, yep. Yep, and I also down the line I opened my own magic shop actually when I was like in my early late teens, early 20s actually.
Really?
Opened a
okay.
Yep.
Where was the magic shop at? And tell me all about that. Talk to me about the magic shop.
Yes, it was in Elmhurst, Queens, and literally was open for almost 18 years.
That's a long time. Wow.
Yes, long time. Yep, all walks of life. Chris Angel used to come to the shop. David Copperfield's people used to come. David Blaine's people. The people that actually worked on their acts. Copperfield never came, or David Blaine, but actually Blaine came to the shop once to actually watch some of the kids at the shop compete. It was a competition. That was pretty cool, actually.
So okay, yeah, tell me. Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah, so all kinds of magicians came, famous magicians, not so famous, people from around the world.
Really?
I put on a weekly show, and I packed it out, at least one show a week. And like I said, the show ran for almost like 15 years, actually, the shop, almost 18 years. So it's the longest running magic show in New York City, actually, almost.
18 years, that's phenomenal. What a run that is, Rogue.
Yeah, it's amazing, yeah. Because people say,
what kind of magic tricks?
Yeah.
What type of magic tricks did you do? And what did, tell me about your story exactly. Okay.
I started out doing basic tricks, of course, like the thumb thing or whatever, making things vanish, and then I kept learning more and more, and now I do everything. Now I do hypnosis, I do mind reading, telekinesis, illusions. The sky's the limit. Mm-hmm.
I think that's neat. That takes a certain special talent. It takes a certain, not just anyone can do that, Rogue.
I mean, people say that if you learn it, you can do it, but yeah, you have to have that knack to be comfortable on stage and to have a personality to do the tricks, of course, to pull it off. But I'm pretty sure anybody could do a basic card trick if that's what you're talking about. But to be a career magician, it's a niche. You know what I'm saying? You have to be that certain person.
Right. Yeah. Well, I understand. I mean, I'm not a professional like you, but I did a show in the past at Shriners Hospital for Crippled Children where a friend of mine and I practiced magic, making a scarf appear and disappear and putting three balls through 3 cups.
Cool. That's awesome.
And then there was another show at the in La Mirada. It was also like a charity show for children, in which I put a needle through a balloon without popping, and I busted many balloons, but eventually mastered it. I
love that trick. I do that trick all the time at kids shows. It's great.
Right. So what kind of variety of different tricks now? Do you basically create your own tricks, or you just somehow, how does it involve as far as getting the tricks? There's all kinds of variety, I'm sure.
So most of the time I do buy my magic and I learn it, but of course I use my imagination to come up with my own presentation. But I've created a couple of things actually. I want to show you one of the things I created in a moment. When I
Okay.
do my little shtick for you.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Oh yeah, the audience would love to see that too. Yes, that would be great, Rogue. Yeah, so that's your stage name is Rogue. Is that something that you just came up with, or is that something you came up with your own stage
Yeah,
name? Like,
actually, the story behind that. Actually, before I got into magic, almost at the same time, I was an artist. I loved drawing cartoons, superheroes and stuff, and I used to tag my artwork ROG because I like being called Raj instead of Roger, which is my real name. I didn't quite like the name Roger, even though my grandfather named me after Roger Maris, the baseball player. I didn't love the name, so I like Raj. It was like more casual and cooler. So I tagged my artwork ROG for Raj, and then a couple of people said, "Oh wow, I like your artwork, Rogue." They thought ROG, was pronounced Rogue, and that's how Rogue came about. So I added the UE, and it worked out for me actually. So
well,
it's
it's
a
a
pretty
hit
cool
name.
story.
Yeah, I
It's a
like
pretty
that
cool
name.
story. It
Yeah.
fits me because Rogue is like not traditional, kind of like a vagabond. Kind of fits my style actually. Like a rogue magic is more like not traditional magic, basically.
Well, you know what? When I think of Rogue, I almost think of another word, Vogue. It's like in style.
Vogue.
Yeah, Vogue is
Yeah,
in
that's cool.
style. So
Yeah,
Rogue.
yeah, yeah,
So Rogue is a cool name. It's like it's in style, except it's another name, another way of doing
yeah,
it.
yeah. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. It suits you. It suits your smile and your personality, Rogue.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you're certainly welcome. I'm glad you clued me in about that. About your okay. Here
Oh
I was
yeah,
calling
definitely.
you. I was calling your complete name, and you were all along your stage
Oh
name
no,
was
it's
Rogue.
cool. It's cool. But Rogue's fine. Yeah.
Okay, that works. I like it.
Thanks.
as
Thanks.
long as long as you're happy with it. Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
create your own tricks. Sometimes you do others. Uh,
No,
what is
most of the time I do others, but I've created some stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
tell me some of your tricks and some of the things that you some of the more challenging ones that you've ever done. Is there something tricks are they always you like every trick you've ever done, or has there ever been some challenging ones that well you really struggled to do it, but you were able to do it?
Yeah. There's something called card manipulation where you actually can make cards appear from your bare hands. I've tried that, but I never really mastered it, so I dropped it. I'm not one of those knuckle busting kind of guys. So yeah, there's a lot of tricks that I tried and I didn't get far with them, so I dropped them. Yeah, you can't do them all. It's like millions of tricks, that you could do, and you just can't do them all. So you pick and choose the ones you like.
So you want to pick out the ones that work out, just like a comedian. They don't always
Yeah,
the jokes don't always work. So they have to go with the ones that do work.
exactly. Yep. Yeah. But you do want to learn a lot of different tricks so you could actually pick and choose.
That's
Yep.
true. That makes sense. Well, you're versatile now. You do apparently you do adult and children's shows.
Yes.
Talk to me about the Mentalist shows for adults and also the children and the differences between the two.
So basically, I do mostly kids shows still because that's where the money is.
I
So
see.
kids shows are easier, but it could be harder because you have to babysit the kids and make sure they don't go out of line. And kids are always yelling out the secrets and stuff like that. But for kids shows, it's more colorful. There's animals, there's flash, colors, and stuff like that. But for the adult shows, the mentalism, hypnosis, more serious. I go inside their mind, I talk to them, I tell stories, and we connect on a deeper level, like psychometry and subliminal suggestion and stuff like that. So more and more mature themes when it comes to adults.
So you
Yeah.
prefer the children? You think it's easier? It sounds like to me. Although you'll do the adults, of course.
No, actually, this is a tricky question. I think I like entertaining adults more because they're more receptive. Kids are
Well,
more all over the place. So I would think adults are easier, believe it or not, to entertain than kids because kids, a lot of kids are like know-it-alls and you
mhm.
know, but there are a lot of kids that enjoy the magic too. But I do enjoy adult shows more because you could say and do more things because you have to be more reserved when it comes to kids.
Right. You got to think of be careful what you say and what you do with kids.
Exactly, because they're impressionable. So
Of course, you don't want to give them the wrong impression. You want to give them an impression of a depression, of course.
Exactly.
Right. Any favorite memories now of any of tricks in shows that you have? And also talk to me about the travels, the venues that you've gone to in doing your show.
Okay, I've been to Italy for like Italy's version of Italy's Got Talent. Been to Britain for Britain's Got Talent. Been to like colleges, all over different states. Yeah, it's been to how do you call it? Hong Kong, Japan, Malaysia. I've been all over actually. Yeah, it's brought me everywhere. Canada, of course. Las Vegas.
Wow, you've been quite a few places. Are there any?
Yeah.
Any places, venues that stand out, or any happy memories of the different shows that you've done?
Probably Italy's Got Talent was one of the big ones actually. Yes.
And what about Italy's Got Talent excited you?
So basically, I guess because of the city, I mean, of the country, we were in Rome. It was really nice. I went with my fiance, and it was like almost like a week-long trip. And they took care of us, nice hotel and food, beautiful food, wonderful food. And I did my act that I did on America's Got Talent, the staple gun roulette, and I passed around. It was pretty cool, but I wasn't able to go back because I had shows lined up and shows in New York City on my bread and butter, so I couldn't go back for my second round. So it was kind of
that's neat.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. A little disappointed, yeah.
Oh, America's Got Talent. I saw the episode. I saw it also on YouTube. Something to do with a staple gun. Tell me and talk to me about the exactly that trick and what do you think made it work on this show?
So basically, I guess what made it work was it was like a factor of danger, Russian roulette. You know how people are when they watch a magic show. They're like, oh yes, he might get injured. They kind of like that kind of drama. So I think that's what made it work really well. And the celebrity I brought up, Mel B from the Spice Girls, her reactions were like priceless. Yep, she really put me on the map.
I remember you told her to she should trust you. I think that's what you said several times.
Exactly. And she kept telling me, don't trust me. That was so fun.
That's pretty neat. I think you had some other celebrities too. You had Howard Stern, and was it Howie Mandel on there also?
Yes, Howie Mandel, Howard Stern, and Heidi Klum were there as well. And I met Nick Cannon backstage. We talked for like maybe 20 minutes before I went on, so that was pretty cool.
Nick Cannon, oh yeah, was the host at the time.
Yeah. He was.
And where was the show at? Now, how many years ago was it? 7 years ago that happened?
Yep. 2014. I think it was season 9, and it happened at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, really? That was at Madison Square Garden?
Yeah. They changed the venue every year. I think last year, it was Radio City Music Hall. I think something like that.
Wow.
Previous years it was in Vegas. It depends on the year. They go everywhere. The show goes everywhere, actually.
Now, you made a great impression. Now, I think, unfortunately, you should have been able to have gone forward. I guess, unfortunately, they didn't see you going forward on that. But you did get quite a few great reaction on that.
Yes, I did pass all 4 judges, and they actually reached out to me last summer. Oh. And they told me that they were interested in bringing me back on the show, but I had to re-audition virtually. So I did a virtual audition last year, something pretty cool, I think, and the reactions are pretty good. And I'm on a wait list apparently right now. So fingers crossed.
Fantastic.
Yes, they might bring me back for my next round.
Bravo.
I would love that.
I hope they bring you back. You deserve it.
I know.
Rogue.
Fingers crossed though. But like I said, to a lot of people, there's a lot of politics and all that. So it's difficult to say whether they'll bring me back or not. But they did reach out to me, so that was nice.
I think it would definitely benefit the show. It'd benefit the show and benefit you. How many did you get? You must have got a lot of applause and a lot of views on YouTube on that show.
Yes, I think the combined views over 100 million views right now. Combined,
really?
all the people that shared it. Yep.
That is something. That's blazing hot there, Vogue.
It is blazing hot.
Rogue. I said Vogue by accident.
Yeah. Johnny blazing hot.
Right. Well, you're rogue vogue. That's a. In other words, you're in style. So I'm just adding on to what you already have there.
That's cool. That's cool. I hope so for another 10 years at least.
That's phenomenal. Oh no, that's not just easy. That's a special
Thank
talent.
you.
It's like anything to hone your craft. It takes probably a lot of practice to polish it.
It does. It does.
What is there about it?
It's a never-ending lesson. Yeah. Always learning.
I see. Well, yeah, it's so you love the reactions that you get from people. I mean, it's not just a challenge apparently to do the trick, but then the reactions that you get from the people probably are priceless.
Yes, that's what keeps you going. Yep. People smile, they laugh. Some people tell me that I made their day. You know, it's amazing. It's nice.
It's phenomenal. Well, I know they have discovered, America's Got Talent has discovered a lot of talent, and there have been some magicians that have made.
Oh my goodness!
Successful.
Incredible, yes.
Shin Lim, I think, was one of them. I think there was another one.
Yes, he won. I think 2 years ago, wasn't it? Yep, Shin Lim.
Right.
Yep, phenomenal. Right. I know.
That's phenomenal. That's really something. Oh yeah. Are there any other magicians besides David Copperfield, and there were some other ones? Any other magicians that you idolize and were inspired by?
Absolutely. There's Penn and Teller, of course.
Oh yeah, they were great. Yeah.
This guy named David Williamson, Amazing Jonathan. These guys are really funny and magical at the same time. Shin Lim, Matt Franco. These guys are all incredible, actually.
Oh yeah, Matt Franco was another one that made it on America.
Yes, yep. He won a few years before Shin Lim, I think. Yep. Yeah, there's so many to name, actually. There's even a local guy. His name is Magic Ballet. He used to demo at all the magic shops in New York City. Very inspirational magician.
Wow.
Yep.
A favorite of mine, one of the top talk show hosts of all kind, Johnny Carson. Growing up, he was a great Carsoni in magic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Johnny Carson? Yeah. I knew that. Yeah, he was a magician. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah.
Yep.
You read a book.
I think
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The top
Steve Martin was a magician too.
He was.
Steve Martin. Yep. The Great Flydini.
Oh yeah, I remember that on that show. That was funny. With the zipper going up and down, that was hilarious.
Yeah, that's so funny. It's great. Yeah.
And Karnak, remember Johnny did Karnak the Magnificent on there with Ed McMahon.
Yep, Karnak the Magnificent.
Right, Rogue. Wow.
Funny stuff.
Yeah, it is. There's all kinds of different tricks, I'm sure. Making a rabbit appear and disappear.
Yep.
Making cards go up and down. I think they have such a thing as smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes smoke is coming out of the cards or coming out of somebody's arm or something. I mean.
Yep. All kinds of stuff. Yep. Things floating around, switching places.
Well, yeah. How about levitating? I mean, it's
probably, levitation.
Probably no limit to what you can do.
No. Definitely not. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like it's the excitement of being able to entertain people. Besides, of course, you get paid. Everybody likes to get paid, but you love the recognition and you love the challenge of it all. And
absolutely.
And you see the reception, the excitement of people when they applaud and they really get into it. You see how their eyes pop out when you're doing your show. Yeah,
it's all great. Yeah, it's cool.
It's phenomenal. That really is. So, did you ever do an act where you tried so hard? It's like Murphy's Law. If anything can go wrong, it can and will. You tried hard. It was a challenge, and no matter what, nothing worked out. If that's the case, did that happen? How did you handle that? If that ever happened?
You mean live in person?
Right.
No, I don't think that ever happened to me. Thank God. No, because I practice at home, and if it doesn't work out for me, I don't use the trick. Because I have to make sure I could get it down at least 80-90% before I bring it out into the real world, because I don't want to look foolish, you know.
You never had that? Okay.
No. I never performed in front of people and then it keeps messing up. No, I wouldn't. That'll be bad. I'll be embarrassed. There have been times where I did my act and things went wrong, but I glaze right over it. I don't say oops. They don't know what's going on, so I just go on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying?
So you just
Yeah,
make it
of
like
course.
a joke and make it like nothing happened, right?
Exactly, like nothing happened. And most of the time, they don't even notice that something went wrong. Only I do, because they don't know whether the cup's supposed to float or not. Even though it's supposed to float, it doesn't float. It just part of the act. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense, Ro. It really does.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, wow. You're very talented, versatile. That you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I wanted to have you on, and I'm glad that I have.
I know. I'm so sorry it took so long. I was like working so much, working so darn much. I lost my voice in December.
You
I worked,
did.
I worked so hard. I had laryngitis. Yep. No voice. That was bad.
Well, I guess it can happen. Yeah, you just take hot tea
Yeah.
and honey and just relax and take it
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. I did for a whole week, and it came back. Thank God. Yeah. And then I went right back to it.
I see. You're a trooper. Right? Fall down, you get yourself right back up again and just do it.
Just got to pay the bills.
Of course. Now, what about, okay, has everything has always been great, or have you ever encountered in your growing up and in your teaching, learning about magic and your performing, any rejection at all that you ever encountered?
Oh, there's been rejections all my life. You mean like I've had like producers call me from different shows, like talent shows, and they say, "Oh, we want you on the show. Please send us a demo." And I send a demo, and then I never hear back from them. It's just disappointing, but you just keep on going.
Right.
The fact that they reached out to me in the first place, gives me hope. I guess sometimes what I did in the video is not good enough, or maybe they've seen it before, or maybe the video was not shot professionally. It's a lot of factors actually. Yeah.
So you take it as constructive. You just figure, well, that didn't work. I'll
Yep.
try something else.
Yeah, of course. Like anything else, there's always going to be doors that don't open when you knock on them. But other doors will open up.
That's
When
true.
one door closes,
another
another opens. Yep. Totally.
That's right, Rogue. You're right.
Hmm.
You're so right. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's endless amounts of things. Now, on your your shop. I mean, how did you go about creating the magic shop, and exactly how did you promote it? And did you have any stories you could tell me about, as an owner of Magic Shop, and also in any of your performances too? Do you have any stories, funny, unique, entertaining stories that you can talk about?
Wow, we could be here for like hours, actually, days. No, seriously. So let me kind of abridge it a little bit. I don't know how much time you have.
I still have time. Oh, I have time. Oh yeah.
No, sure, of course. That's the Magic Shop story could go on and on. I swear to you, because
Okay.
I have literally about 200 or 300 VHS tapes from the shop.
Oh.
Shows. We're talking about lectures, people goofing off and practicing, from the shop and doing street magic. And then I also have another like 300 DVDs from the shop, and some on 8mm. It's crazy. So much footage.
That's impressive. That really, well, yeah, you can't.
No. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. I would love to show you some of that. Anyway, the idea that I came up with for the shop was, it came actually through time. It took a while, because I was always the kind of person that liked to make money for myself and not ask my parents. So I was doing a lot of street magic as a teenager. I would go out there and perform and collect tips and stuff like that. And then I started selling magic from a backpack.
Really?
Like basic $5 tricks. I would demo it on the streets and sell them. And then after a while, it got kind of tiring to actually bring around a backpack into 42nd Street or whatever and walking around all day long. So I actually made up business cards on paper and I handed it out as I did street magic. And they would come to my apartment in Queens. And all kinds of people would come to the house at all hours. My mom was like, not very happy about that. So I sold from my house for a little bit. It was about a year. And then I was like, oh, I can't do this. It's kind of dangerous that people coming all over, from all over New York City at all hours. So I went out there and I found a spot. It was a bookstore, because I didn't have, that kind of revenue actually to rent out a big space yet. So I rent out like 2 counters, and a bookstore. It was like a big clearance bookstore. And he was so nice, the owner. He was like, oh yeah, we have so many. It was 2 floors, like almost like the size of a gymnasium. He was like, "Oh yeah, you could sell your magic here, and you don't have to pay me rent. Whatever you make each day, just give me like I think it was 30%. You know, so it was great. I made my money. He made his cut. So I thought he was doing really well, but apparently he wasn't. So after like less than a year, he went out of business, and he gave me 1 week to move. He's like, "Oh, Rogue, we have to close down in 1 week. The lease is up, and we can't pay the whatever." So I was scrambling to find a spot, and nobody would let me rent out their spot because I had to write like a proposal, like what kind of store I was gonna put in their location. And once I said magic shop, everybody was like, "Oh, you're not gonna be able to pay the rent. How are you gonna sell like $5,000, $3,000 worth of magic?" So I was really stressed out that whole week. But finally, I found this spot for like $1,100. It was a nice 500 square feet store, and that's where I set up shop. And that's the store I had for 18 years almost in Elmhurst, right across
Well,
from Wendy's, where they actually filmed Coming to America. Remember McDowell's?
oh yeah, that was Eddie Murphy coming to
Yep,
America.
yep. That right across the street from that McDowell's was my magic shop.
Well, that was very fortunate. It was meant to be that, Rogue.
Yeah, it
Those
was
things are
crazy.
meant to be. You found the right place, the right price, and you were able to make
Hmm.
a go out of it. That's something that people
Yep,
think it could. They
yep,
didn't think you could do it.
yep. And when I left in 2000, almost 2018, it was toward the end of 2017. The rent was about $3,600. Yep,
Wow.
I was owing rent and everything. It was no good. The business was dead. Everything was online because when I opened up in 1999, there was nothing. Internet wasn't that big yet. There was no like there wasn't like tons of magic shop in the city. Like even Spencer's, that gift shop.
Well,
Even
yeah.
that even that took business away from me because I sold a lot of like pranks and stuff.
Well, as
Novelties.
great as you did, what caused it to go out then? It was
It was the economy, and
kind of
also the fact that everything was online at that time.
oh, I
You could
see.
find anything online for much cheaper, and
I see.
it was difficult to pay that crazy rent every month.
I got you. But it definitely benefited you. That experience, it definitely helped you.
Yes, that was a crazy 18 years, definitely. So many stories. Oh, so you asked about one story, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I could go on and
oh
on.
yeah, yeah. Go on
Uh,
for hours. I mean, okay, but you can tell me some of the highlights, some of the
I'm
stories
gonna
that were
I'm gonna tell you. This is not a magical story. Can I tell you a very funny story?
okay. Go ahead.
Okay, this is very funny. Okay, so the shows are always packed out. I it was a convertible store because it was only 500 square feet, and I wanted a theater and a store. So I used my noggin, and I was like, you know what? What if I made all the counters on wheels, and I could move all the counters toward the back of the shop, and then I had black curtains throughout the whole store, and then I built a stage. I mean, not me, but I hired people to build a stage, and had curtains and black art theater. It was amazing. Sat like 40 people every week. I packed it out for many, 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 many years. Towards the end, it was a little more difficult to pack it out, so I had to pack it out using like Groupon and Living Social. Remember those, where they sell the
Wow.
tickets for like less than half price? It was crazy. But anyway, there was one night. I think this was like 2012. It was a packed house. It was like a bunch of famous magicians in there performing. And during one of the MC bits, he was trying to read this woman's mind. So she was standing like toward the front of the stage, and he was actually the MC was in front of the curtain, and she was standing like in the middle of the audience actually with her back turned.
Hmm.
And I don't know, maybe she got nervous. The MC was trying to read her mind, and she was like kind of like I don't know. So she you know she made a sound. I don't know. This is kind of embarrassing to even tell the story. It made like a farting sound, like that, really loud. And then after she made that sound, she held her the back of her butt. So, and then there was like a waft of like smell, like you know, shit smell, like going toward the back. So she turned around during, right after the MC said, "Oh yeah, give her a round of applause." She immediately made a beeline toward the back of the store where the door was to leave. It was crowded, so she was going through, weaving to her way toward the back. And as she's walking, that smell just went through the whole audience, and the audience, like, they were talking kind of low because they didn't want to embarrass her. They're like, "What the hell is that smell?" So, so basically, she she shitted herself.
That's hilarious.
No,
That's a,
it was a grown woman too. It was a
it was.
yeah, that's bad. It was just everybody was cracking up. It was just bad.
That was hilarious. It was embarrassing though
I
for her, but it was funny for the audience.
I do have the video on VHS, and I called it "Shit Girl."
Really? Oh.
I haven't watched it because I don't have a VCR. I do want to. You could hear people in the back yelling, "What the hell just died?"
That is hilarious. I do remember a magic trick where, well, it used to be like a whoopee cushion.
Oh my
You could sit on the
goodness.
whoopee cushion, and it was like a farting sound. There was a magician that did that. It was part of his act. Every minute would be.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
like
that's different though. It's part of the act. This is
the
not part of the
farting
act.
sound. This wasn't even part of her act. It was embarrassing what happened.
Yeah.
Boy, she probably never heard the end of it.
No, we never saw her again.
You never did, huh?
No.
Wow. Well, that's something that's totally extraordinary. That's unforgettable.
No. I don't think you ever heard that kind of story before during a show. I doubt it.
I never heard that one. That's a first.
Yeah.
That's a funny one. I'm sure you have some other ones too. Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
You can tell me some more, and then we'll take some time. Of course, we'll have you do some magic. You do it.
Absolutely.
Magic. Oh yeah.
I've planned a lot of tricks for you, actually.
Oh great. I'm excited about it, and I'm sure audiences too about watching and seeing and hearing your trick.
Okay, so you want me to tell you one more funny story?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and tell me another one. Yeah.
So there was this guy that came from, I think, from California. I'm not going to say his name, but I don't want to embarrass him. He said he was he said he was frozen alive, and he should be like 100 years old, but he's only like 60. So he was like making all these stories that we know it's not true. You can't be frozen alive like Walt Disney, come back. But anyway, so I was like, you know what? I put everybody on my stage, because if you ask, I'll put you on my stage. You know what I'm saying? I was nice like that. Amateurs, professional, semi-professional. So this guy asked if he could perform. So I said, yeah, he can't be that bad. He's been doing magic for maybe 20, 30 years at least, right? He said. So he goes on my stage and he takes out a puppet, and he just starts dancing with the puppet, and the audience is looking at each other like, what is this? Is this magic? And he's just dancing with the puppet, like a kind of like I don't know, a ballroom dancing. And then he just takes his bow. He takes his bow, and that's it. I mean, anybody in the audience could have done that. We were cracking up. It was like hilarious. That was his whole act. He was just dancing on the stage with that puppet.
Wow.
I know.
Let me ask you, Rogan. What is your favorite trick of all? Do you have any favorite? I mean, I'm sure you've done thousands of tricks.
I have a lot, actually. One of my favorite tricks is the one I'm going to show you in a moment that I created. It's called the Haunted Doll, which I sold like thousands of units worldwide. And of course, the staple gun trick is one of my favorites. I do that a lot at adult shows sometimes. Yep, that I did on America's Got Talent. Yep, I do have a lot of favorite tricks. The staple gun roulette.
Okay, that one.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I do have a lot of any other ones too besides the stable. I mean, that's a danger one. That's entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the dangerous stuff. I like a lot of the dangerous stuff, actually.
Any other ones in particular besides that?
Yeah, another one would be another roulette that I do. I have a fish hook. Yeah. And then I have four strings. One is permanently tied on the fish hook, and there's three that I'm just pinching, and they don't see which one it is. So I take the fish hook and I put it in my mouth, and I can't talk at this point. I'm biting down on the fish hook, right? And I bring up a woman. I talk about women's intuition, and I tell them to pick any three and pull it really hard. And they pull one, pull two, pull three, and then at the end I take out the one that's tied on the fish hook, and I say, "Wow, you're amazing. Thanks for not taking out my jaw." So yeah, I love that. I love that. People, audiences freak out with that when I do that.
Boy, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Yeah,
great.
I like the dangerous stuff. I do, because it creates a lot of tension in the audience.
Sounds like it. Oh yeah. Well, a lot of times they'll say, on the shows, like, don't do this at
Oh
home.
yeah. Yeah, I always say that to the kids, definitely, or the adults. Yeah, you never know. You don't want anybody getting injured, you know?
No, of course not. You don't want to get injured, and you don't want anybody coming back and suing you. So
Exactly.
you don't want any. You want people to be happy. You want to be happy campers to enjoy what you're doing. You love what you're doing. They like it, and everybody. It's a win-win situation. You don't want it to be a Down syndrome.
Exactly. True.
Right. Do you have any other, Rogue, any other entertaining, funny stories that you can tell the audience?
Besides the puppet dancing and the
Right.
the how do you call it, the accident? I call it the accident.
Right.
Wow. There has to be a ton of them. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank, actually.
Oh, okay. Maybe it'll come back. Have you ever had any?
Yeah.
Have you done any animal magic, like making rabbits appear and disappear, or any with cards, or any card tricks, or?
Yeah, I do a lot of card tricks. I produce rabbits, doves, fish, rats in my act.
Really?
I've produced guinea pigs in the past.
That must be fun. But I'm sure you're probably going to say a good magician never reveals their secrets. Is that correct?
Oh, totally. We can't. Yeah.
Because that spoils everything. You want people to be excited about it and anticipating it, right?
Unless if they're very very serious about learning, and then I teach them, of course. But if they just want to know the secrets, I can't tell them the secret. That's
of course.
It's forbidden. Forbidden.
It's just like when they have movies, sometimes new TV shows or movies, it's called spoiler alert. You don't want to tell them beforehand because it ruins it. So it's the same thing with magic. You want the anticipation, excitement of it, and you don't want to. If you reveal your secrets, then it's all over. Then people know.
You're right. I agree.
So that's what I figured.
Yep.
Have you ever? Oh yeah. I was wondering, Rogue, you've heard of the Magic Castle in Hollywood. Have you ever performed over there, or met any famous magic magicians over there?
I haven't been there. I would like to.
Oh, yeah, really?
Definitely would like to one day. Yeah, it's very prestigious, theater and club.
Well, I didn't. I'm not a magician to perform, though. I did go there once in Hollywood. I remember they said "Open Sesame," I think, and then there was a piano Ermin that would play by itself and everything. So, and then they had the different magic acts. All kinds
nice.
of magicians. Yeah.
Yeah, different magicians every night.
Right.
Amazing.
I think you got to know somebody to get in. I think that's what it was. Otherwise,
you need two people to recommend you, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
two members. Yep.
That's something that you probably could I guess pursue sometime in the future.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Definitely.
Now you say it does street performances now. Have you ever considered doing any magic on the streets in Hollywood? There's all kinds of people that do walk around in costumes. They have had characters out there like Superman and Magic and Marilyn Monroe and all kinds of people. Over there, Grauman's Chinese, and there's people on the streets that have done their acts. Have you ever thought about taking your act over to Hollywood in the future?
Oh yeah, that sounds great. I never did that. That'd be awesome.
That's an idea that I just thought of.
Yes. I love that.
That's something I was going to do. My producer and I are probably going to go over there and do some promoting in the future. When the weather's better. I tell you,
nice.
Hollywood, famous Hollywood. Oh yeah, and they do have acts out there.
Maybe I'll join you.
You never know. That's possible. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
You're going to go when the weather's better, of course. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Should be a lot of fun. Oh yeah. That would probably get a crowd. You'd probably get people's attention. Might even get some
Yeah,
tips.
and you could film the whole all the shenanigans.
Yeah, you can film it, of course.
Hmm.
And that brings to mind another question. Have you ever done any, or if you yourself or had other people film you and your act in different any locations and performances?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have like I said on VHS and on DVD my performances from the past, from the shop and private events. I used to record all of them almost
I see.
because I used to like to watch it back so I know what I did well and what I didn't do well
Well,
to improve stuff.
you may want to put out a DVD of your better performances.
Yeah, that'd be great. All the
That's
best
something I'm
performances
thinking
I've
about
done.
doing, and that's something I'm thinking of doing in the future. And of course, I'll
Yeah,
have to get. I send you a talent release. You say that, oh, okay, because you would be, it'd be on the different people be on the DVDs, and they get, get promoted.
hmm
Yeah, you always have to get a talent release, so someone has come back and say, well, you didn't ask for my permission. You don't want something to come like that,
Yeah, true. You have to get permission nowadays,
right?
definitely.
Of course. Now, you're also you've done some teaching. You're teaching adults and children. I understand your magic.
Yes,
Talk
I've
to
been,
me about that. Yeah.
yeah, I've taught at a lot of like schools and stuff, and I've done a lot of teaching on Zoom. I usually teach the basics and stuff. Mostly kids though. Yeah,
Oh, you teach mostly kids, not. Well, you probably teach
mostly
them
kids.
too. I
Yeah,
see.
I've taught adults. I've taught adults too, but mostly kids. Yeah.
So you teach mainly you teach a lot on Zoom now. Yeah, I didn't even know it
Yep.
existed Zoom. I mean, a person and I were going to film, but we found out that because of the COVID and everything, a friend of mine was saying, well, the shows are all going on Zoom. So we
Mhm.
ended up doing our show on Zoom.
Yeah. I was doing a lot of Zoom shows last year actually. It's not the same. In person's much more interactive and stuff. Yeah.
I got you. Oh yeah, you get the real reactions from
Yep.
people.
Exactly.
The
It's
smiles,
hard
the
to.
applause. Oh
Yep.
yeah,
It's hard to reach across the screen and impress somebody. It's hard. It's difficult.
I understand. Well, you do your best. That's all you can do. But you're busy.
You're right.
You are busy. I know that. You're doing a lot of shows.
Yeah. Thank God.
Well, that's good. Better to be busy than not, right?
That's true. Hmm.
So what's a typical day? When you do a show, what is a typical day as a magician? Can you talk to me about that?
Typical day. Let's say. I guess I get up early, get ready. Get dressed up. Yep, and pack my stuff. And busy day will be like three, 4 shows going from location to location. I don't drive, so I have a driver that drives me around. And yeah, it's a pretty hectic day sometimes. Yep, and especially if it's tight, the shows are really tight. We don't have much time to travel from each one, so I don't have much time to set up. So it gets a little stressful sometimes too.
And how long
Yeah.
is an average show when you do them?
Usually 40, 45 minutes.
I
But
see.
I've done hour shows, 90-minute walk around situations. It depends. It's customized per customer.
It all depends upon the gig, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
Depends on what they want. Yeah.
have you had any strange requests on any shows? Any real strange that out of the ordinary that you normally wouldn't get, but you thought it was kind of strange from any
Strange,
adult or children shows?
strange requests. Yeah, a lot of times they want you to wear a funny hat or dress up as a wizard. I don't usually take those gigs because I like to be in my tie and my dress shirt, vest. Yeah, I want to show off the hair. So I don't know. I don't like. Yeah, but I've done shows, like Jewish shows where you have to cover up the. I used to have a really thin mohawk, and they said it wasn't very kosher, so I had to wear a hat and stuff like that. I've done those shows.
So you've done a lot
Yeah,
of parties and a lot of must be different places that you've
yeah,
done. Yeah.
all kinds of venues, all kinds of venues.
What are any outstanding or favorite ones out of them all? I mean, that you traveled, that you really liked.
Probably the ones in the mansions. Those are cool. The ones that are really in the boondocks, like 2, 3 hours away, a huge mansion in the middle of nowhere.
Really? Have you
Yeah,
ever performed? Really? What's that? What did you say?
I'm talking about mansions like 2, 3 floors, and they have an elevator inside. That's incredible.
Wow, that sounds blazing hot.
Huge
Sounds
swimming
awesome.
pools. Yeah, a chandelier. It's amazing. Fireplace.
Wow.
Oh, those are the best. I know. That's how they
really
live.
something.
That's how they live. The rich people.
Right. You remember there used to be a show, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Robert Leach was the host of that. Champion
Yes,
Riches and Caviar Dreams. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You have you had any celebrity clients that you've ever worked with at all for any shows?
Oh, that's good. That's good question. I think I don't remember exactly any other ones, but there was one where I did the party for the children of a few celebrities, including Matthew Broderick, I think it was.
Really?
Yeah, Matthew Broderick's kids, and I forgot who else. It was the kids of celebrities, and only the kids were there. The parents weren't in the room; they were someplace else.
Oh, yeah. Matthew Broderick. Yeah, Matthew Broderick. Remember the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where it was like
So it was
yeah.
Huh? Yeah. What's his wife's name? The Parker.
Sarah Jessica Parker is his wife.
Yes. Yep. It was one of their kids actually. Yeah.
Oh, great.
And I forgot who else was there. A couple of famous people. Let's see. I've done magic to Jackie Chan, of course, in Hong Kong. Mariah Carey, but there's only when I went to to see them, like if they did a free concert or I was like a book signing, and I just went to see them and I did tricks. It's not like they hired me and stuff like that. Phil Collins, Kenny G, yep. Elizabeth Hurley, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis. Yeah, we got pictures of all these.
Gary Lewis from Jerry Lewis's son?
No. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis from.
Terry Lewis.
Yeah, they produced albums for like Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Quite a distinctive.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really neat. If you ever sign any autographs at any of your shows, or people asking for encores for your performance, they liked it so much they couldn't get enough of it that they kept clapping and applauding and wanting more.
Yes, I've had a couple of those. The autographs I've had a lot of where I had to sign their papers or their notebooks. I've signed hats. I've signed their T-shirts. It's not funny story, crazy story actually. I did a few shows in Grenada with my good friend Andy from Trinidad, and the kids there, I guess they haven't really seen much magic. So I did like 3 or 4 shows in the schools over there. For huge auditoriums. It was outdoors. It's indoors. It was really hot, actually. It felt like it was outdoors, actually, in the sun. And hundreds of kids, I'm talking about. And after the show, I was signing the kids' T-shirts. Lots of T-shirts, I remember. I remember thinking to myself, oh, their parents are going to get upset at me because they're like, poor kids. They might not have that many T-shirts, and I signed them,
Well, that's something. That's something not.
It was crazy.
That's unforgettable.
It was crazy.
That's a great experience. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, this was like 2012 actually. Me and Andy went for a whole week to Grenada, and we did like 3-4 shows for all the kids. It was amazing. It was a great experience.
That must have been something. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully you got that on DVD or video.
Yep, we did. I did. VHS. No, I should be on DVD actually. I think I transferred that one.
I see. It's wonderful. Really. Yeah, I'd like to have for our audience have you demonstrate some of your distinctive magic.
Sure. Let's do it. All right.
Okay. Rogue. Yeah, the rogue. The rogue magic.
I'm going to start off by saying that your show is blazing hot.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, and here we go. This is the Haunted Doll. See, it's like a stick person. This is actually one of my creations. All right, here, watch. You can see it. It's good.
Yeah.
The challenge is to make sure you guys at home can see this. All right. Okay. Snap my fingers.
Yeah. Wow.
It's levitating.
Oh, it's still going. Oh, it's levitating. Oh,
See? And you could, if you were here, you could pass your finger around it. No threads, nothing holding it back. It's all mental. Goes right back down just like that.
wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
You like money, right, Johnny?
Of course.
Yeah, I got, do you see it? $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, right?
Right.
I'll show you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, $5, right?
Right.
Now, you see it, right?
Right.
Can you buy a lot with 5 singles, Johnny?
Not too much. No.
Not too much, especially not you, right?
Right.
Don't blink. Make sure nothing goes up or down my sleeves, okay? You can see the bills, right? You see the singles, right?
Oh, yeah.
Watch this. Watch this, all right? It's going to flick it just like this, and it turns into 100, 200, 300, 400, 500.
Yeah. Yeah. That's blazing hot.
Yeah.
That is really
Yep,
something.
and now could go shopping.
Yes, that's right. $500. Let's see that blazing hot that you did before. I really like that. You said I'm blazing hot.
Oh, you like the blazing hot? I love it. I just love
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah. 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 I love that.
Awesome. Okay. The mystery of the gold cups, the 3 gold cups. Okay. Here, I'm gonna show you that cup number 1. Right? You see it?
Right.
Cup number 1 is empty. Right?
Yeah.
Cup number 2
Okay.
is empty. Right?
Right.
And the last cup, cup number 3, empty. Yes.
Yes.
Watch this. Okay.
Hmm.
Glitter. You see the glitter?
Yes. It was empty and now I see glitter.
There you go. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Cheers. Yeah. That's.
I think we need to spice this place up. Make this set a little bit more pretty, actually. I have here a torch. I'm gonna light the torch up.
Look at that.
Ooh. Take one of the hundreds.
Ooh, boy.
And now we have a rose that we could dress up our set.
Wow. Fire to a rose.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving right along. I'm gonna try to read your mind, okay, Johnny?
Okay. Okay, Quan.
Deck of cards right here, right? Full view.
Rogue. Excuse me. Rogue. Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. You call me Roger. Call me Rogue.
Rogue.
You call me Quan, Mr. Quan, whatever you want.
Okay. All right, Rogue. Okay.
Deck of cards. How good is your imagination, Johnny?
Yeah, I can imagine. Sure.
It's pretty good, your imagination?
Yes.
Can you imagine 52 cards floating above your head right now?
Yes.
Okay. They're floating above your head? Yes?
Yes.
Whenever you're ready, I want you to reach out and grab one card.
Okay.
Look at it. Look at it. What card did you grab, Johnny?
King of Hearts.
The King of Hearts. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, look. I have here a deck of cards, right, Johnny?
Yes.
I haven't touched the cards, have I?
No.
I haven't opened them yet. Look, watch. Make sure I don't cheat, okay?
Okay.
Look. Do you see the card?
Yes.
Do you see the cards? Yes? You see
yes,
them?
I see them.
Okay, look, this is crazy because look, they're all facing you, right? Yes?
That's correct. They're facing me.
Okay, so I'm being very slow about this, so there's no cheating, okay?
Okay.
You name the king of what?
I said the King of Hearts.
No, I know. This is crazy because I have one card right here, Johnny. Do you see this one card right here that's facing away from you?
Yes.
If this is the King of Hearts, how impressed would you be?
I would be.
Very impressive, right?
Yes, I would. Oh, yes.
I would be impressed too. But look, Johnny, that's my job.
The King of Hearts.
Yep. The only one that's facing the other way. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rogue, that's blazing hot. That's awesome.
Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it.
You've got a heart. You've got to have heart, and you do, Rogue.
All right. I just have two more things to show you, and then
Okay.
we could talk some more, I guess. You know how to solve a Rubik's cube?
Oh yeah, Rubik's cube. Oh yeah, that's neat.
Do you know how to solve one or not? Do you know how to solve it?
I've seen it. No, it's very difficult to solve. It's quite a challenge.
It is. Do you know the world record for solving a cube? Do you know how many seconds?
No, how many seconds is it?
I think it's 11.9 seconds. That's pretty darn quick, right?
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna try to beat that record tonight. Would you like to see that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I solved it right here in front of you, you're gonna learn my secret. So I can't let you learn
Right.
what I know. So I need to get a gift bag. So I'll bring up a gift bag right here. Okay. Now look. Do you see the gift bag?
Yes.
When the cube goes inside the bag, you start counting to 12 really slow. Okay.
When it goes into the bag. Okay.
Once it goes in the bag, you start counting to 12 seconds, very slow. Can you count really slow, Johnny?
Yes. When it goes in the bag.
Can you count Johnny Blaze? 1 Johnny Blaze, 2 Johnny Blaze. Is that cool?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Once he goes inside, start counting, okay?
Okay.
Nice and loud, nice and slow. Go. Count.
1 Johnny Blaze,
Nice and loud.
2 Johnny Blaze, 3 Johnny Blaze, 4 Johnny
You're doing
Blaze,
good.
5
You're
Johnny
doing good.
Blaze, 6 Johnny Blaze, 7 Johnny Blaze, 8 Johnny Blaze.
Done.
Done?
I solved it.
You solved it in 8
single side.
8
seconds. Yep.
Wow.
You know what's crazy? No, but wait, Johnny. You know what's crazy? People think that I have another cube inside the bag. That's what they think. So I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I do have another cube in the bag. I actually challenged myself tonight for your show, actually, Johnny. Not only did I solve 1 cube, I solved 2 cubes, actually.
Wow.
Tonight, yep, both solved.
That is exciting. That's really hot.
Yeah. Thank you. And do you know what this is called, Johnny Blaze?
Rubik's Cube.
No, it's called No Social Life.
No social life. You're so dedicated to what you're doing, no social life, huh?
No, but seriously, can I show you one more?
Sure.
Last one, okay? Cool.
Okay.
This one's gonna be fun. Do you like emojis? Nowadays, all the kids are using emojis. They even create these images. Okay, look at this. What does that mean?
Oh yeah, you got a duck, you got a smile, you got a.
No. What does this mean?
Well, I mean, it sounds like somebody's angry or something.
No. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Well, the chicken or the egg.
You see it? What came? He's thinking.
What came first? He's thinking. I see the chicken or the egg. Oh, that's
okay.
It.
That's funny, right? Do you know this one? What does this mean?
Know.
Okay, it means please give me a bottle of wine.
Please give me a bottle of wine.
That's funny, right?
Yeah. Give me different images. Okay.
Look at this one. This one's funny. My favorite. Not tonight. Not tonight. I have a headache.
Not tonight. I have a headache, huh? That's a good,
right? Okay.
Yep.
So this is cool. I got this from 42nd Street. This is an emoji deck. Emoji deck. You see the backs? They're all like emojis. And from the front, look at this. Look at this, Johnny. They're all different emojis. Is that cool?
Yes.
Is that great? Look, you have the clapping. You have the eyes. You have the chocolate ice cream. Or poop, whatever. You have the A-OK. You have the praying, please.
Right.
You have the skull, which means death, I guess. Thumbs up. You've seen the thumbs up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they're all different, okay? I'm going to shuffle these up just like this. All right, we're gonna make this totally fair, okay, Johnny? Totally
Okay.
fair. Do you feel that they're nicely shuffled?
Yes, they look like they're very, very nicely shuffled there.
Okay.
Rogue.
I'm gonna deal down these cards onto the table, and you could stop me anytime you want. Okay. We're gonna
Okay.
use the card that you stopped me at. Okay. So I'm gonna shuffle one more time. I'm gonna deal down onto my table, and just stop me anytime you want. I'm gonna go right now. Okay. Anytime
Okay.
you want, you can. Anytime you want, you can stop me. Anytime you want. All right. Anytime you
Stop.
want, you can stop. This one right here.
Yes.
Do you want to change your mind?
No, just keep the same.
Okay. So this one right here, right?
Right there.
Okay. Because interesting because it's the happy face. I mean the crazy smile. And remember,
Yeah.
these are all different. See, these are all different.
Yes, they are.
Yes, you actually stopped me on the crazy smile. You know, laughing out loud.
Right.
Johnny, do you see the envelope right here
Yes, I
behind
do.
me? It's been see the question mark.
Yes.
It's been sitting there the whole time, right, Johnny?
Yes, it has. Huh?
Look, watch. Make sure I don't cheat. I'm just gonna take it, and I'm gonna show you that I have a prediction inside here. It's kind of crazy, Johnny.
Look at that.
I
Look at the smiling face.
I knew that you would stop on this actually tonight.
You
And look,
knew it.
inside the envelope is nothing else. It's just one picture.
Boy.
And you know,
That is
no, Johnny, you know why you stopped me on this, right? Do you know why? No, subconsciously you knew that we're gonna have a great time tonight. We're gonna laugh out loud a lot.
right.
We
We're
did
going to
laugh
have
out.
we're having a blazing hot fun time. You and also our audience.
This is exactly what we're feeling tonight. So it's great. It's great.
Rogue, I feel, you know, like some people might say for me, you feel the blaze, you feel the rogue. The rogue is vogue, and the rogue is blazing hot.
That's funny.
So, no, I think that's something to be proud of, Rogue. That takes
Thank you.
preparation. It takes skill, but you're having fun with it, and that's what it's about.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's great.
That's what entertainment is about. Having fun.
That's true.
If you can't have fun, you shouldn't do it. You should do it because you enjoy it, and you're
Mm-hmm.
showing that to your audience.
Because if you perform magic and you don't enjoy it, people could see it on the look of your face. They could tell you're not enjoying it. You know.
Right, but you're sending out positive karma vibrations. Well, your smile and your technique of magic, Rogue. No, you really are, and that's great. That's amazing, amazing and blazing. Anyway, Rogue. Yeah, you're definitely unique. You're talented. You're versatile, and you have a lot of talents. Let me ask you, if you had to do anything over again in your life and your career, would you do anything differently as a magician?
That's good. That's a very good question, actually. Not how do you call it? I guess not really, but I would have probably done like Britain's Got Talent a little bit differently because I know where I messed up on that. But you know, it's another story we could tell. But you know, yeah, there's certain things that you do and then you kind of not regret. That's a strong term, but you know, you think back and you're like, wow, I should have did things a little bit differently. That's all.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, on the Britain's
So
you say that now. Okay, so you might have done it differently. You say you somewhat messed up in the Britain's Got Talent. What was there? Is there anything in particular that you could have done differently when you did that show on the Britain's Got Talent?
no, because I guess it's hard to really say if I could have done anything differently because they actually reached out to me and they told me to do the exact same act as I did on America's Got Talent. But apparently for the Britain audience, especially Simon Cowell, it took too long for the revelation of the last staple gun. So looking back, I should have just abridged it. I should have made it shorter. You know, instead of 4 guns, like I could have had 2 guns, 50-50 chance. It would have been more exciting for the British audience, I think. But I don't know. They told me to do the same act, so it wasn't really my fault that they buzzed me. But you know, what can you do? You live and you learn.
But you have a chance. You have a chance again. You said that you auditioned, and there's another possibility.
No, that's for America's Got Talent.
For America's Got Talent.
Not Britain. Britain already lost that chance. Yeah.
Oh, that was it. Okay. All right.
That was it. One and done.
We move on to the next one. Okay.
Exactly.
You have any, Rogue, do you have any present projects right now that you're working on as a magician?
Not at the exact moment, but actually, yeah, I am preparing to do a couple of videos for Penn and Teller's show, Fool Us. I want to enter some videos to see if they'll take my stuff, because they reached out to me a couple of times already, and I sent videos, but apparently they didn't bite yet. So this year I might, I have some new ideas that might work. So that's what yeah.
Do you have any advice for people, budding magicians, that want to aspire to be, a successful magician like what you're doing? You have any advice for them?
Yes, definitely practice, of course. Don't reveal the secrets, and always be yourself. Don't try to be the next Copperfield or David Blaine. Try to be yourself, because a lot of people like to watch magicians and then perform what they perform and do it in the same style, and that's not good. You have to be your own person.
So you think it's better to be your own person than to try to emulate or imitate?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, you go much further if you're original.
In other words, you're real is what you're saying.
Yeah. You don't want to copy somebody else's act and their persona. Definitely not.
You want to make it your own. You want to do your own thing, is what you're saying. All right.
Yep.
That makes sense. Rogue, that makes a lot of sense. You have any dream projects now that you haven't done yet, but you'd like to aspire to do in the future? Anything else?
That's a good question too. Wow. I don't know. I always liked the magic shop thing. It was awesome. So maybe in the near future, open up another shop. Maybe not me running it, but I don't know. But me running it would be fun though, because that's the joy of opening a store, to run it, not to have somebody else run it. So yeah, I don't know. Going back into.
So you might get another magic shop, or maybe maybe perhaps you'll want to do a documentary on yourself, or maybe maybe there's something else. Maybe there's a feature movie or something that you could star in or something. These are just ideas. I don't know if you're going to do them, but they're just ideas.
Oh, actually, Johnny, they made a couple of documentaries about the magic shop.
They did.
One is called Misdirection. It's on, I think, Amazon and a lot of these platforms. And the other one is free on YouTube. It's called Magic Man. It's produced by Bacardi, the spirit company.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they flew from England, and they spent a whole week at the shop filming the store and all its members. I call them members because they joined my club, Magic for the People. And basically, it's about the kids that grew up at the shop that got out of trouble, because there were kids that came to the shop and they were drug dealers, gangbangers, and they got out of that just because they became magicians. The magic took over, and it was pretty cool
so
stuff.
You had something to do with that, with taking these people that were gangbangers and having down and out and transforming them into responsible people?
Yep, magicians, exactly. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to be proud of there, Rogue. That's something to be proud of. It really is.
Yeah, thank you. You should. You got to watch the documentary online, definitely.
Right, you're an inspiration. What's the name of the documentary again?
The one on YouTube is called Magic Man.
Oh, Magic Man.
Yep. It's just type in Bacardi Magic Man. It's like 6 minutes documentary.
Bacardi Magic Man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. Definitely watch it. Yeah, it's cool.
Do you have any? How can people want to find out more about you, Rogue, on social media, or in general? Do you have any? Tell everybody about the links, how they can find out more about you.
The website would be a pretty good start. RogueTheMagician.com.
RogueTheMagician.com. Okay.
Yep, that's ROGUE themagician.com, and that's all the social media is Rogue Magic, like a YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
So you have YouTube channel, you have Facebook, you have Twitter.
Yep, have all that. Yep.
Instagram. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Are you thinking about doing any writing, perhaps in the future? Maybe writing a book about your experience as a magician? Is that something you might concerning?
Maybe, maybe, yeah, that'd be interesting actually, like a biography, right?
Right.
And just
Oh, yeah.
talk about the magic shop and all that stuff. Yeah, maybe.
That's another
Yeah,
idea. You might.
yeah. That'll be a passion project. That'll take a while.
That'd be a great dream project. I'm just thinking ideas, possible ideas for things that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's interesting.
yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Well, Rogue, yeah, you're. I'll tell you, you're fascinating. You're very exciting and unique. And
Thank you.
yeah, and I am so glad and happy that I've had you on as a guest. You've been an awesome, blazing hot, awesome guest.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
A lot of charisma, a lot of talent, a lot of chutzpah. You love what you're doing. It shows.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you eat, drink, and breathe magic. It sounds like all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's fun. That's what I said on my.
It does take a special kind of dedication. Oh yeah, and talent and persistence and work. But you don't view this as work. You view it as something that you love with all your mind, body, heart, and soul. You truly love everything.
Exactly. It is. It's like a hobby that turned into a profession.
So it started off as a hobby and it became a profession now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And that's your life.
That's it.
There you go. Well, I will say continue to keep blaze the right kind of trails, a Rogue. Keep moving forward. Mm-hmm. More magic. Doing bigger and better, venues.
Okay.
And look forward to do the things that you want to do, and you should. And everybody's you're welcome. Everybody's fortunate and that the Seizure Show. Yeah.
I'll keep you in the loop.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Definitely. Yep.
So again, once again, I want to thank you again for being such an inspirational and exciting and wonderful trailblazing magician and guest on the Amazing Original Johnny Blaze Show.
Awesome.
And for all my fans and friends now, always keep a smile on your face and a song in your heart. Happy trails and blaze out.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to be a guest on an entertainment talk show, please send us an email at amazingjbshow@gmail.com. And remember, all of our guests receive a complimentary DVD of their appearance on the show. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Every episode gets at least 2,000 to 3,000 views per episode. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the amazing, original Johnny Blaze has just left the building. Good night, and God bless. Mwah. Thank you again.